students. It is your favorite, Miss Howard. I might be sick, but I'm still going to be here, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. We're moving on to a new unit called Population and Technology, really looking to see how population and technology led to westward expansion. So, woo, we won the American Revolution. Yay, hot diggity dog. But this is where we are right now. This is going to be known as the state of Georgia after the American Revolution. And this is also the land that we claimed from the Native Americans. This is the only part of Georgia that they know of. We know all of this, but they only know this. All of this gray area is owned by the Indians, okay? The Native Americans are all up and through here. So, what caused us to move? So, first, we have the University of Georgia, Go Dogs. This was the first public college for Georgia and for the United States. It was given to us through a land grant, as 40,000 acres of land was set aside for this school. It is a public college, meaning they get money from the government. The government actually gives University of Georgia money to run, okay? Some fun facts, of course. University of Georgia began as an all-white male university. Apparently, their first mascot was a goat. See, that didn't last long. Love a good little bulldog. Ugga. Although, although the charter was approved in 1785, they did not start classes until 1806. And for those of y'all who are North Carolina fans, North Carolina wanted to claim they were the first public college, but they were wrong because it was really UGA. So, moving on, location of the capital shifted. Georgia has had 5 different capitals. Savannah served as the colonial capital of Georgia. When the trustee period ended, Savannah was named the seat of the government and the royal governor. Legislative assembly and courts were headquartered there. Georgia's first state constitution in 1777 directed the legislature to meet in Savannah. During the Revolutionary War, the advancement of the British military encouraged the Patriots to move the state capital upriver to Augusta. This was the beginning of the rotating capitals. War activities would cause the seat of the government to move back and forth between Savannah and Augusta. The danger and the disorder brought on by the Revolutionary War forced the government to move back and forth between Savannah and Augusta. Augusta eventually won out and briefly became the second capital. Ultimately, many believe that Augusta was located too far east, as the population of the new state was rapidly moving west into American Indian Territory. The desire was to locate the capital in a central, accessible location. As more people moved west to settle, however, they wanted a capital city closer to the newly purchased land. In 1786, a commission, which included William Few Jr., bought land, planned, and built a city on it. This was Louisville, the third capital. Louisville grew and prospered for about 10 years. Unfortunately, after an outbreak of malaria, a deadly disease spread by mosquitoes, residents began to leave the city. Plans were set in motion in 1804 for a government-built capital was Milledgeville. Milledgeville, named after the current governor, John Millage, served as the state capital. Centrally located, it remained the fourth capital for 70 years. The capital remained in Milledgeville during the Civil War, but it was abandoned as General Sherman made his way toward the city. Government documents were loaded onto trains to be evacuated to safety. After the war, the Union troops denied the meeting of the legislature and took charge of Georgia's government. A new constitution was adopted, and elections were held, and the legislature reconvened in Milledgeville. When construction began on the new Western and Atlantic railroads in the 1830s, a small settlement of stores and homes developed to supply the railroad workers. This settlement was first called Terminus, then Marthasville, and finally Atlanta, for the Western and Atlantic Railroad. The city of Atlanta grew fast because of its proximity to the railroad. In 1868, its fame spread when Reconstructionists held a state constitutional convention there. Selling itself as superior to Milledgeville, Atlanta put in a bid to become the state capital. After several tries, effort to make Atlanta the fifth capital finally succeeded in 1877.